We've been tracking Dorian for some time now, and it has strengthened, not as of the 8 o'clock advisory, but it has, or I would say it hasn't strengthened. 90 miles per hour winds gusting up to 115 miles per hour. And you'll notice it's 10 miles west-southwest of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It's moving off to the northeast at 14 miles per hour, so it's still moving along at a pretty good clip. Now, here's the forecast on Dorian. By this afternoon, 2 o'clock this afternoon, it will continue to weaken as it gains latitude. It's going to move into some cooler waters. Also, it's dealing with some wind shear, basically the westerlies, the sort of pattern of air that moves our weather systems along. It's getting caught up in some of that shear, so it will continue to weaken as it moves off to the north and east, with those winds down to 85 miles per hour by this afternoon. By Saturday, we go into Saturday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, still at this point a Category 1 hurricane as it moves far off the east coast, and we'll say so long to Dorian. So here's a look at satellite and radar right now. You can see we've got the bands of Dorian stretching really from Delaware all the way down to North Carolina, and some of the heaviest rain bands right now moving through southeastern Virginia, pretty much at the coast of Virginia, through southern Virginia Beach, southern Chesapeake, into the northern Outer Banks as well. We're still seeing some of those very heavy rain bands. And then the eye of Dorian is actually approaching Cape Hatteras right now. We've got this very heavy rain along the eyewall, as well as some very gusty winds. And notice, even as we work our way farther to the north into Lake Landing, Gum Neck, the rain is still pretty heavy. I do want to mention, speaking of the winds, earlier this morning, I actually put this out on Twitter and on my Facebook page. There was a reported wind gust of 96 miles per hour. That was at Cedar Island, with sustained winds of 65 miles per hour as the eyewall crossed over this area. Cedar Island, not too far from Ocracoke, not too far as well from Atlantic. So as we go through the rest of today, obviously eastern North Carolina, that's where we'll see the gustier winds as Dorian continues to just pound this area. Notice highest wind gusts today in Rocky Mount, 40 miles per hour, 56 miles per hour in Wilmington. But check out Hatteras, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. And again, even as we work our way farther to the north, Norfolk's starting to pick up on those higher wind gusts as well, near 50 miles per hour. So here's a look at the winds as we go through the rest of this morning into the afternoon hours. So those winds battering eastern North Carolina, especially along the Outer Banks, southeastern Virginia. And then as Dorian pulls away from the coast, we'll start to see the winds relax. So by Saturday morning, everyone looking pretty good, and the winds will continue to relax throughout the day on Saturday. First warn alerts here. We've got a hurricane warning in effect at the coast, pretty much eastern North Carolina, dealing with that hurricane warning, but we're starting to see these warnings scale back, which is really good. So Wilmington no longer in that hurricane warning or tropical storm warning for that matter, but we still have tropical storm warnings in effect for portions of inland North Carolina, southeastern Virginia. Also along the eastern shore, we still have those warnings in effect at the moment. So that is the latest on Dorian. As of the 8 o'clock advisory, the eye of Dorian could possibly make landfall right around Cape Hatteras as it continues to move off to the north and east. And remember, when it comes to landfall, the eye of the hurricane has to actually cross the entire area. So the eye wall of Dorian, I'll go back here so that you can see what I'm talking about. The eye wall of Dorian has been pretty much on this western side, or even northwestern side, for the bulk of the morning. It's been skirting from Atlantic over to Portsmouth. We've been seeing some of those heavier bands and gusty winds associated with the eye wall of Dorian. But you'll notice as it continues to move off to the north and east, we'll continue to watch exactly what happens with this eye wall of Dorian. And obviously, we'll get another update here at 9 o'clock with the National Hurricane Center as well.